Well,
distraction.
that's a great segue into the
Indeed.
next one.
Indeed. Let's talk about that one.
Wagner Group. Okay.
Yes. Wagner.
Yes. So let me.
So was there an attempt coup or was it?
You asked this question when we did that
I
episode,
remember. Yeah.
and that was, is it really that there was a coup,
Yeah.
or was this strategy
Yeah.
because Belarus is closer to Kiev? You
That's
asked
correct.
that question.
That's correct.
Let's see. I'm gonna find these pictures, but now that's more of a reality than I
Just
think anyone would have admitted before.
yeah. Well, because it happened so fast that nobody was seeing this coming. And that's usually in the intelligence
Mhm.
world. That's how things happen.
Okay, so here we have BBC. So the BBC, so this is a current. I mean, it's BBC, right? So trust whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm putting out what's on here. Okay, so this is a satellite image that appears to show activity at a disused military base in Belarus amid speculation about Wagner forces relocating to the country. So, you can see tents here.
Mhm.
And this is an image, I- you know, well, because I didn't take these pictures, I cannot, stand for
Yeah.
the validity of them. Okay, but this is that same base, this abandoned base, basically,
Mhm.
on June 15th, so last month, and you can see that there are no tents anywhere. And here is June 30th, so 15th, 30th. What are we looking at
Yeah.
here?
Wow.
So we're looking at basically tents. And what they're saying is
Yeah.
that there are 8,000 8,000 Wagner troops that they suspect in these tented
In those
areas
tents,
in
yeah.
this area.
Well, back then it was the conversation that there were 50,000 Russian troops in Belarus, quietly. Then
Yeah.
after the so-called coup,
Mhm.
that about 25 of Wagner will move to Belarus. So you
Yeah.
add 25 to 50, that makes it about
Yeah.
75,000 troops. That means if they march to Kiev, which will make more sense strategically, because if
Right.
you take over Kiev,
Yeah.
it's over. It is already over.
Right.
I mean, all this hoopla we're hearing about emanating from the West, we're gonna keep supporting. As a matter of fact, it was yesterday
Oh, yeah.
somebody in Europe, I don't remember what exactly, giving a speech about how we must keep supporting Ukraine by providing weapons. Ukraine is gone.
Yeah.
It's destroyed.
Which is honestly
Yeah,
horrible.
it's the narrative for political
Right.
objectivity. That's
Right.
why they do it, because of the objective of it is
Yeah.
to always give that sense to the people, the population. Of course, that the population that is what's the word I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna use it,
Mhm.
brainwashed.
Yeah.
I'll use it. Usually, I don't like that term, but I'll use it because they are brainwashed in
Yeah.
both ends over the Atlantic and here.
Yeah.
So when they keep repeating the statements, but that was the idea back then.
Yeah.
Should these forces go to Ukraine, the Wagner that is,
Yeah.
and join the other, then they can march and take over Ukraine. Once they take
Yeah.
over Kiev, once
Yeah.
they take over Kiev, it's over.
Yeah.
Whether it is not, I don't know. But the fact that Russia moved tactical weapons should be an indication right there.
Right.
And now you have Poland sending.
Right.
So makes you wonder again, why is Poland embarking on a suicidal policies?
Mhm.
We were in Poland,
Yeah.
so people care less for their government over there. As a matter of fact, they don't even
Yeah.
agree with what President Duda is doing.
Yeah.
They're like, what the heck are they wasting our tax dollars? It's no different than us, what we say.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
asked,
yeah. Yeah.
I asked some Poles, and they're like, yeah, we don't quite get it.
Yeah.
Why are we sending, yes, it's a neighboring country. You help on all that, but how much can you help?
Right.
To a degree.
Well, and they've helped more than anyone else really, because of the amount of refugees specifically that they've taken in,
Yeah,
which I think is, you take care of people, right? You take care of your neighbor.
yeah.
But they're a small country.
And
But
not even rich,
they're not. They're not.
limited in
Although
its resources.
very good people.
Yeah, they are.
But you're looking at a situation where
Yeah.
Poland is being put in a precarious situation, because they're right there.
Yeah, but like I
Right?
always say, if Europeans thinking that the US is going to come, they're mistaken.
Right.
The Poles going to be first.
Right.
The Eastern European countries going to first in front line.
Yeah.
This is no different than the case of Taiwan conflict. Should there be a conflict, don't ever think it will be the American first. It will be the Japanese. It will be the South Koreans, and those Taiwanese who wants to. It's like, oh, we're gonna fight the China and so forth. U.S. is not gonna be there. It's no different.
No.
Some Polish people understand this reality, but it's the damn government.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the reality of it. This is why now you have the head of Hungary, Viktor Orban. I just said yesterday, forget about giving more assistance to Ukraine. He's challenging the EU.
Absolutely.
He's standing on his ground because the EU wants to shove down his throat the issue of immigration.
Yeah.
Hungarian people wants to keep their country. They're allowed to do what they want.
Absolutely.
I'm not anti-immigration.
Yeah.
But heck, it's their country.
Right. You and I are both here because of immigration.
Yeah.
But
all of us here.
But you're absolutely right. It is their country, and they can do whatever they want.
Well, now the EU wants to impose on them, and they're like, no, you admire a guy like that. It's not about him supporting the Russia. No,
right.
They do have a good relationship with it, and he's a NATO member.
Yeah,
Orban, Hungary for that matter. But he's seeing the logic and what the pragmatism of the decisions.
Yeah.
Why should we give more money? Because that EU money, it's coming out of his budget also.
Right.
And he's like, what's in it for my people? And that's what a right leader
should do. Yeah.
Unlike ours. You keep it. Now they're going to send another $500 million. For what?
Well, because basically they said absolutely no peace. We're just going to keep doing more. And so what, when nobody else is going to finance it, right? Who is ultimately financing it, right? So we're talking about the proxy war between the United States and Russia.
I got an answer for you.
Yes.
That's why we go into China to borrow money. It's because most Americans do not know. The Iraq war? It was on credit card. And where the money came from?
Absolutely.
Where the money came from?
It was
China.
Yep.
We borrowed.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
That's what I'm saying. If they are writing a check, the White House writing a check for $500 million,
right?
Send her to China to borrow money and use it for that.
That's actually a really great point, because these conflicts, where is the money coming from for them?
Exactly.
And we think, oh, it's just taxpayer money, but it's not, because we just raised the debt ceiling again, right? So the debt ceiling, the debt ceiling's been raised and raised and raised and raised, right? But recently it's been raised so frequently, and there is no concerted effort. There seems to be no actual political will to lower the budget.
Yeah. No, they won't.
So where is that coming from?
Yeah.
Where is that money coming from? You're absolutely right.
That's true. That's why I always, and I've been looking at this since early 90s.
Yeah.
The defense budget, it always goes up. It will never go down. And this is why you're thinking about the decision of the government making something like this. Only to realize, because that's what I listened to that journalist, Max.
Yeah.
I mean, he was spot on. And I know the guy. I don't know him personally. I know about him as far as his integrity. He will not leave any stone unturned. That's it. That's what a real journalist does. That's what a real analyst does. So what he found out is that Blinken, Secretary of State, has already have a consulting firm that is tied with none other than the former press secretary speaker, just Psaki, Jen Psaki.
Wow.
And that's why you're seeing certain things go in certain directions. Secretary of Defense, with sitting at the board of Raytheon.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. If you look at those people, where did they come from?
Exactly.
Where did they go after?
Then
Oh my
you look at the
God.
BlackRock as
Yeah.
far as, let's destroy the country, then
Let's
acquire
rebuild
the
them.
money to
Yeah.
rebuild it. So
And people actually threw a fit about that. When that came out, that BlackRock got the contracts to rebuild Ukraine, people woke up and really started paying
Yeah.
attention to that, because that is a very clear, I mean, I would say, conflict of interest,
oh, big time.
right?
This is no different than what we did back in Iraq. What we did is to be still Halliburton.
Halliburton, yeah.
You know Halliburton.
Yeah.
You know who was the head of Halliburton at that time?
No, I don't.
Dick Cheney, the vice president.
Oh, that's right.
So what they will do is they will buy. Okay, get this. They will buy oil and sell it to the government at a 5-6 times the amount.
You know, anyone that's been in military that I've ever known who came out, one of the things they said that upset them the most was the waste.
Oh, I saw
that they
it.
watched
I saw it
happen.
I saw it. And I asked the question about it one time.
Yeah.
Well, it's the budget. That's the answer I got. So
well, that I've heard that many times.
Yeah, it's sad to see what has become of our country.
Yeah.
And this over time, and things we catch up. And this is why, just to recap back to our first topic, why now the new currency for the BRICS is going to push the world order, financially speaking, into a different direction, whether we like it or not.
Right.
And what it's going to do now is going to expose, especially for Americans, how much we are. The wealth is an illusion.
It's an illusion. You're absolutely right. Because for many reasons, but one of them is that the amount of debt and money printing,
Ooh. Yeah.
it's wealth that's built on a house of cards.
Yeah.
And we're watching it really start to fall as we watch our infrastructure crumble, as we watch our politicians basically sell us out, either to large corporations for corporate interests, or to other, sending money to other countries, for example, when people here when really our country is in decline.
Yeah.
And you can go to any major city and watch it
happening. Yeah. And that's one thing we intend to address in the course.
Oh,
so we're gonna be talking about all those details, all of them.
Yeah,
it's because I feel people needs to know.
Yeah.
Now, what they're gonna do with the information, it's up to them.
Absolutely.
So you can, as we always say, you can lead a horse to a lake, but you can't make him drink.
Absolutely.
So that's the best we can do. So.